Wake Up MLS Match Day 25 predictions on the agenda for our video tonight. And as always, I'm joined by a great cast and crew. We have John Rivera back on the show, the Chicago Fire fan. Welcome back, brother. We got Hitman Honda right before El Tráfico. We predicted that one in the last video. We could talk about it a little bit more tonight. And then, of course, we have Ednan back from We Are Austin TV. Lads, we got a lot to talk about, man. An action-packed week, not just because we have Euros and Copa and everything else kind of flowing in the wind, but we have two different MLS match days in the same week. We're in the middle of match day 24 at the time of recording. That's going to go into 4th of July celebrations. And then what we're doing tonight, predicting match day 25 at the weekend. So let's not waste any more time. If you're new to this show and our format, we go into 5 in-depth previews, 5 matches that we cover in detail, and then we quick fire the remaining matches as part of our predictions towards the very end. All right, so we'll get to that. But let's go ahead and tee up with a very, very juicy matchup out in the East. The top 2 dogs going at it. FC Cincinnati hosting Inter Miami. As we sit here and talk about this game, Cincinnati is coming off of now the victory against DC United on the road, 3-2, back-to-back road wins despite some of the injury woes they are dealing with at the back line. Matt Miazga out, Haglund out, 2 starting center backs, still finding a way to get dubs. Miami kind of doing the same thing right now, right? They're coming off of that crazy 2-1 win tonight against Charlotte. Red card involved, both Kremoski and Robert Taylor getting the goals. This should be fireworks despite the fact that Suarez and Messi will be missing. Bro, let's start with John really quick. John, I know you were talking before we started recording tonight. We're talking about how this game actually might be fireworks, despite the fact that some of these star players are missing. Who you backing in this one?
I don't really know. I was saying before we started recording, like, I don't really know who to really take here. I think prior to tonight, I would have probably taken Cincinnati. Yeah. Cincinnati's also missing players, and then Miami also did look well. They did look really good to fight back into the game tonight. So it's one of those difficult pickings. I don't want to be boring and picking a draw because that just seems a little bit boring. I know there's going to be more opportunities in that. I'm going to edge Cincinnati. Just I feel like they'll edge it out, especially because they're at home, right?
Yeah, since he's at home.
Yeah. So I think being at home, also Miami being on another road game, short week. I think I'm going to take Cincinnati for this one.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like it's so hard for me to bet against. I'll be honest. If anybody's been tracking my predictions, specifically mine, across like the last few weeks of this show, Miami's had a few different away games. I've been trying to like ride that wave and be like, no, they're gonna fall off at some point. They don't have Suarez, they don't have Messi. How many times on this show have we said no Messi, no party? The shit's not holding up anymore. It looks like Miami's figured it out. Tata has figured it out, and they keep netting these results. And tonight, most impressively, against Charlotte, a team that has 9 clean sheets, one of the best teams at home, 9 clean sheets leading the league, by the way. Dean Smith putting in a defensive masterclass with his team now, and it wasn't enough. Miami still gets the job done. Don't get me wrong, Charlotte is not Cincinnati, but it's so hard for me to predict this one, bro. So you going with Cincy is interesting to me. I'm definitely taking note of that. Ednan, how do you see this one, bro? How you feeling about these two teams?
Man, I mean, it's honestly tough. I don't know exactly if I'm, I guess, the one to give a take, but on these teams, I guess you could say. But it's hard not to ride with Cincy. I mean, this is a team that right now in MLS is probably – they've had one of the best turnarounds from what they used to be. And I think this is a team that we're now getting used to praising more and more and more. And I'm not going to write them off. They have some of the best players in this league. I mean, you kind of – to me, it's just Cincy, mate.
Yeah, I feel that. John is over here celebrating because the Fire just scored as we sit here and talk.
We got robbed today.
They got robbed. If you guys are watching the game, at time recording, I'm sure you've already watched the game already. But this could be a 3-3 game right now. But one of those goals got called back to the VAR. But on Ednan's point, I think it is difficult to bet against Cincy at the TQL. And keep in mind, man, I would say 2 heavyweight MVP candidates in this one. Lucho Acosta, of course. Yep. Messi won't be involved in this one, but he is the heavyweight for Miami. I want to ask you guys real quick before we move on from this game. I'll get Honda's pick here in a second. If we're picking all-star captains, right? Lucho, Messi, who are you guys riding with? I'm just kind of curious. Who are you guys riding with? Pick one.
We all know what the league is gonna pick, man. We all know what the league is gonna pick.
He didn't ask what the league's gonna pick. He's
asking I'm going to Lucho Acosta.
I'm going to Lucho Acosta. There you go. I like that.
You know why I would say Lucho as well? I think the longevity and the amount of time that he's been in the league I think just because how much he carried Cincinnati, right? We talked about even last year how well Cincy was playing with all the other teams in the East, and even they gave a good fight to Columbus, but within that, like, he carried a team where he didn't really have much, I think it's not someone that you really expect to outshine you like that. And I think that, Messi's expected. Messi's like, he's gonna get it, but I think out of pure respect, I think Lucho would be the correct choice.
Yeah, I like picking last year's MVP. Edna, are you there too, or you really like the potential? There's some rumblings about him maybe getting a ninth by Ondor, but we'll find out if that's really going to happen if he wins Copa America again. Edna, who you back in this one as far as like your captain for the All-Star game?
I don't know about ninth Ballon d'Or or anything like that.
Hey, listen.
But
If Jude doesn't win it with England, and if Vinny doesn't win it with Brazil, and Messi goes on to win MLS Cup and Copa America, you're telling me there's not going to be a shout there?
If Messi gets that, then more than ever, people should realize that there has been an agenda for so long. I'm just going to say that. There's other players that have been better than Messi. There's other players,
Tony
but
Cruz.
Of course, the name, the love story that FIFA has with Lionel Andres Messi, I understand it, but I'm gonna back Lucho.
I agree.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. Give me that Valentina neck tattoo all day, bro. I'm right there. I think Lucho is where you go. And I honestly, bro, I loved him last season. I think he was my MVP all the way through. I'm not even a big Cincy fan. I just think Lucho's a hell of a baller, and he's doing it again this season without some key pieces. But anyway, in this game, I'm gonna ride with what John said and on as well. Honda, are you back in Cincy or taking Miami in this one? Because we were just talking about this, and I think you like Miami. No?
Listen, Miami. Every time we predict for them, right, they end up losing. Every time we predict against them, they end up winning. Who knows, man? At this point, I'm just right with you guys because that's what I want. That's gonna go with my agenda that I had in the beginning of the year, even though it was a crazy one. But Cincy 2-1, 3-2.
Yeah. Something to keep in mind, Miami had not kept a clean sheet in the last 7. And again, it happened again tonight against Charlotte. So there are going to be goals in this one. Since he will find a way to score. If they get on the board, I'm backing them to hopefully see it all the way through. We'll find out. All right, Adnan, let's see you up, brother. We got some interesting things to say since the last time we've discussed Austin FC in depth on this show. A lot of back and forth around what version of Austin FC we're going to be getting at this point of the season. I think the last time you were on the show with us, brother, we were talking about the lead up to summer, what that was going to look like. We knew that the team would miss some key pieces for Copa America, and you guys have felt it a little bit. Now going up against a true playoff team in the Eastern Conference at home, a true test for Josh Wolf's men. How do you see this one going?
Not too well, man. Not too well. I wish the confidence was still there, at the level that it was in previous weeks and previous months that I've been on talking about Austin FC. Reality hit, and by the name of Copa America. By the name of Copa America, man. What are we laughing at? What are we laughing at, Chicago Fire?
No. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it.
Oh,
I just got a note on my phone.
No. I know what that was. That was a well-timed.
It was well-timed, though.
Well-timed. I like that.
Let me finish.
I'm getting distracted here.
Copa America definitely hit hard. Losing Dani Pereira was probably one of the biggest blows. Julio Cascante, center back, although he's been with this system for a very long time, that also hurts too whenever you really want to dissect it and whatnot. But, not only that, you have Diego Rubio, who is your best scoring striker right now. He's tied with most goals with 5 at his age, believe it or not. Maybe that's a reflection of the goal scores that Austin FC has. But he's suspended on yellow card accumulation for this match. So Jazzy Zard is going to have to put in a shift for Austin FC. Is he capable? Can he do that? I know he has a goal in him every now and then, but it's been a while since he's had a goal contribution, if anything. So if this game is for Zardes, I'd love it. Why not? Have at it, right? But I don't see much coming from this game. If anything, I'd be happy with a draw. We are at home. Austin FC does play much, much better at home, but we're not the full team that we'd like to be right now. And although our midfield might be solid, right, we might have everybody except Danny. You have Drusy in there. You have Owen Wolf. You have Alex Ring, Valencia, etc. The new signings that you have, they still can't take part of this team. So until the 18th, until you play Charlotte, you can really start changing this team. So to me, it's just a couple more weeks. And I said this months ago. I said, we're going to have to bunker down the summer and wait until the signings arrive. So I feel like this is just the final stretch of that bunkering down, of that just, hey, put your head down and grind and work. The results might not be pretty. If you get points here and there, that's great. But I do feel like this is just the final stretch. We're getting battered left and right? But it's almost over. The cavalry is coming, and let's hope that Rodolfo Borrell hit hard with these signings and they can help Austin FC out of the rut that they're in right now. Because I know everybody was saying Austin FC, the legs are going to fall off, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. But I said, bunker down, wait the summer out, let the signings come through, and things will change. We're almost there. We'll see if I'm right. I've been wrong before, so let it play out.
Yeah, I think, look, man, it's the Sporting Kansas City game was so interesting to me. It was so interesting, right? Like, just, you know, oh my God, I can't believe this happened, by the way. So the reason why John is freaking out, the Fire have come all the way back,
boys,
down 3-1 against Philly, and have turned it around in like 15 minutes.
My agenda's so lovely.
I can't believe this happened. Anyway, and I'm sure, look, by the time everybody watches this tomorrow, right, when it actually goes live, guys, let us know in the comments down below. If you watch this comeback by Chicago Fire, I really want to get everybody's reactions in the comments down below. It's crazy, crazy game. But go back to my point about the Austin FC game against Sporting Kansas City. I don't know how you felt, Edmond, watching that, but when I was tuning in, it's insane. I guess I didn't realize maybe the impact Danny Pereira had in the middle of the park. And I know he was a very pivotal player for the squad, but it's like that's such a gaping hole now, right? And I almost wonder, like I've said numerous times on this show, Driussi's so impactful for Austin that if they were to lose him, it would send this team into like some sort of downward spiral. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe that piece is Danny Pereira, right? Like the fact that there's not someone in there that can slot right in, offer the same value on the pitch that he offers, and keep the team clicking. I think, you know, Sporting Kansas City XG wise this season have been fucking terrible. Like I think bottom 4 in all of MLS, and they had almost a 2 XG against Austin in that game, or almost 3, I should say. And it's just kind of crazy, right? That the impact of not having these players with the Copa America is kind of wild. July 18th will come. This team will look a little bit different. I think our next monthly rankings episode will be something to really kind of tune into, pay attention to, because from there we get Leagues Cup and everything else. But with Austin, if there's one silver lining here, is that New York City have not scored a single goal in the last 2 away matches, right? So one was Nashville, one was it the Galaxy?
Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, there's some hope there, right? That the Q2 being a fortress, maybe that's enough to stifle them. I did see in the games midweek this week, 2 players, I think it was Maxi and somebody else, pulled up with injuries for New York City FC. So I'm not saying you bank on that as you're an Austin FC fan, but there are some silver linings here that I think the Austin fan base can point towards and say, hey, there is a path to beating these guys, you know, with them traveling. So what's prediction on?
We actually were just talking about that. One of my buddies said 2-1. I told him, I was like, where are you getting 2 goals from? Realistic, like honestly, where are you getting 2 goals from with Rubio out? I would love to say Driussi is gonna go off and pop up, but he's also been inconsistent recently since his buddy left, Rigoni. He was bought out by Austin FC, and ever since then he's just been a roller coaster of inconsistent performances. That's not what you want from a DP player. It's not what you want from a guy that's in the top 5 best paid players in MLS. It's definitely not what you need at this level. You know, you need those guys to be rock solid week in and week out. So depending on what Driussi you get, I think is going to really influence this scoreline 100%. I think Driussi Dior has a goal in him or a goal contribution every single match, but it's up to him to get the best of him out. I think he's a player that maybe sometimes holds some stuff back depending on what he feels that day. And if he's on against New York City FC at home, he could get a goal. Why not? He can get an assist. Why not? And Austin FC could surprise, get a goal or whatnot, try to bunker down and protect a 1-0 lead with a 5 in the back. We've seen it done before. So give me a 1-0 at home. Give me a 1-1. Or if my buddy is right, give me a 2-1 win. Of course, I'll take it. But I'm not expecting much. I take a draw or a win at home, and I'm very upset that I'm even saying that.
That's fair. That's fair. Hunter, let me ask you, bro, because your team's most recently played New York City FC. So I think you can talk about this a little bit. But I was trying to ask you a question outright, you being a neutral here. Mm-hmm. If Austin were to take down New York City FC at home, are they for real in your mind?
Is who for real? New York City or Austin?
It's Austin. Is Austin for real?
Ooh. I don't think they would be for real yet. I think they would be on the right path to being for real if they beat New York City, how they beat LA Galaxy. Literally, right? They were in the back, but they were holding it down defensively as well too. Now, New York City's not going to make it easy for you either, unless, what was it? They're at home, right? Today, New York City?
Yes. They're at the baseball
All right, so
stadium.
they have one home game, and then they travel all the way down to Austin. And maybe, the Heat of Texas, against
That
them.
too. Yep.
Boom. Austin gets there 1-0. I mean, 2-1, I think right now is kind of ludicrous as well, too. Especially, Hernan has already said it, like, where the goal is going to come from.
Yeah. Austin scored 3 goals in their last 5 matches.
But here's the thing. Can they shut down 3 key players? Alonso Martinez, Santi Rodriguez, Hannes Wolf. If they can shut them down, they're good. If not, it's going to be a tough time for Austin FC. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. John, do you see this game going any differently? Do you think the Q2 gives Austin an edge in this one with New York City FC traveling? I think the collective decision is kind of like it's going to be a tight game. How do you feel about it?
It'll be close, but I really enjoy what New York is like really interesting. Like,
yeah,
because I think the Galaxy game was a prime example of like how bad it can look. Honda and I had the privilege to watch that game together when I was in LA a couple weeks ago. So during that game when we were watching it was very like slow. New York didn't really seem like they wanted to kind of fight in that game. Once they went down, they weren't really trying to push. It seemed like they were. So they really get in a weird funk, I'd like to say, whenever they do go down. If Austin can get a goal first, I think New York might have problems, and I think Austin will see it out. But also, I don't really know where those goals are coming from for Austin. I think we've been saying it for basically this whole season. I think without it being a set piece or something like that, open play goals hasn't been something that Austin's been really able to do. So I think it's a little bit difficult, but I think it's going to end up being a draw. I don't see Austin getting anything more than a draw.
Yeah, it's going to be we'll see what happens to Maxi Morales. He pulled up in the 22nd minute tonight against Montreal. They get the win, right? 2-0, but that's a big player to be missing. And so again, some subtle lifelines for Austin FC. We'll see how it all pans out, but I'm gonna back a draw in this one just because of just all the factors incorporated. I think this could be like a 1-1. If Austin were to lose at home in this one, it would be very demoralizing. I think that the fan base would be just like itching to get the new signings incorporated as soon as humanly possible, coming off of the SKC loss. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. I think we're all kind of in that boat that this could be a low-scoring game, but it will be one that Austin really, really want to win to buy them a little more time. So
it's also how they lose as well, too, because if they lose and they're just not doing anything in the attack, then what's the point? But if they're on the offense, right, and they're not giving up, then, I mean, the loss wouldn't be that much to NYCFC. They're one of the best teams in the league right now. Yeah,
I agree. So we'll see how it all nets out. I think we have this one being very, very tight, but at the end of the day, we'll kind of find out. All right, let's move over to Sporting Kansas City and FC Dallas out in the West. This one we're starting to get into some down bad teams, including my own. That's okay. I think right now, since just kind of diving right into how we think this game could go, because Sporting Kansas City is coming off of a dub, and at the same time, Dallas having a very great game against Cincinnati at home, but didn't net out to a win. Cincy doing what champions do, having an ugly game and still finding a way to get a dub. And we kind of talked about Cincy already, why we like them so much. In this game, though, just so you guys are aware, this one's really interesting. So Dallas, traveling to Sporting Kansas City for not just a regular season game, but then at the midweek has to play against Kansas City again in the Open Cup. So we get them in 2 different competitions, 4 days apart. So and both of them at Children's Mercy Park. So I don't know. It's going to be weird to kind of pay attention to. I just don't know, and how much rotation there's going to be. But I want to believe Dallas will prioritize the Open Cup. I don't know why. I just think it's the one trophy we actually have a shot at being in the quarterfinals. In regular season play, not that we don't have a shot at making playoffs. It's just that we're 7 points behind Austin and 2 spots away out of a wild card. I just don't know where we start to kind of make up that ground with some of the games that we have in July. So I don't want to fold this up and say, okay, Dallas is closing up shop. We're not by any means, but there's a lot of injuries to consider. And when you think about, what's ahead for Sporting Kansas City and Peter Vermees, I mean, I think they're kind of the same boat. Maybe they're also playing for the Open Cup, right? Because what are they going to win in MLS? Let's be fucking real, right? I just don't see them doing it. So when you think about those 2 things, I'll chime in last as a Dallas fan here, but let's start with John really quick. John, look, I know you're on a high right now. You just watch your team come back and win. How you feeling about, these two teams that are kind of trending a little bit towards the bottom of the West going at it? I see this one going.
I think it's similar to what we were talking about before we hopped on the show. Was I think that the West is very difficult to kind of make up the points to kind of make into playoff spots. So it's not very open in that sense. It's very closed. And I think that if none of these teams kind of start getting the ball rolling, they might find it difficult to sneak into a playoff spot near the end of the season. So I think that it's primal opportunity for both teams because both teams are kind of struggling right now. And if one of them can kind of get the edge, use it as a boost, kind of leapfrog themselves and start themselves a little bit of a streak, maybe we can look at some more positive vibes, but I think it'll be difficult because I think just both teams have been so kind of up and down. And Dallas hasn't appointed a manager yet, I don't believe, right?
No, we still have Peter Lucien, or Lucien, however you say it in French. But he honestly a good interim manager who is already changing a lot. We talked about it before we went on today. Dallas went into that game against the powerhouse Cincinnati is and did not start Petar Musa, did not start Ferreira. We still have a number of injuries that we didn't play. He played some of the kids, actually, some of the academy players. And they did well. Like, they did fairly well. We outshot Cincinnati by like 10. I shit you not, like 10 shots more than Cincinnati. It's just our kids couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Like, it is what it is. But I feel like the potential is there. We're just at a point of the season where we can't ride potential. Like, you need to net results now. And I agree with you. Yeah,
and like I said, I think that it just depends on who. I don't even want to say who wants it more, but like, someone's got to show up. One of these teams got to show up, and I think, like you said, that you might end up focusing a lot on the Open Cup, which I think, at this point, not many teams actually legitimately took the competition serious, which I think is kind of sad, but. For the teams that did, I think it's a primal opportunity to get yourself a trophy, at least for this year, kind of build off of it. So if Dallas can do that, or if Kansas City can do that, I think it'd be perfect for them. But I don't know. I kind of see this being a draw. As much as I would rather see one of these two teams get a win here, it'll probably just end up being like a 0-0 draw. I don't know.
God, bro. Snooze fest of the week potential. Yeah. Holy shit. Hernana, you agree or disagree?
I got to agree, mate.
Yeah, that's fair.
I gotta agree on that one, and it's not because of who they are and what SKC recently did to Austin FC. It's just the way that these teams are both coming into the match, bro. It's just being real.
Yeah. I mean, it's so on form, right? Especially away form for Dallas. They drew against Minnesota a couple of weeks ago, and then they went to Seattle, had a 2-0 lead and choked it. And Seattle won that game in like epic fashion. So a draw and a loss doesn't bode well for us. Kansas City not in a great spot either. I don't know, man. I think these two teams are in very different, similar positions on the table, very different positions team-wise, and like how they're trying to build momentum right now. Honda, do you see it like as a snooze fest draw, or do you see goals in this one?
Hey, it depends on how they do up against Portland as well too. If they beat Portland, they might have a little bit of confidence. They go into SKC, they beat them twice.
Imagine us beating them twice, bro, in their own backyard. That'd be fucking crazy.
I mean, I would love to see goals in these games, but man,
come on, guys, show me a little love, bro. Come on.
Listen, Logan Farrington, I backed your boy from
the
beginning. You know what? Let's get him a goal. 1-0. 1-0.
Bro, he's got that dog mentality. I love Logan. I'm not gonna lie, I love Farrington, bro. He's such a good player, a unique player. And now he's getting more chances because for whatever reason, Nico Estevez drafted him. Never fucking used him. Never used him. It was Musa all day, every day. I'm glad Musa's getting rested a little bit now too. So, trying to think of prediction for this one. I'm gonna in a regular season, I'm gonna back a draw and say that we draw and win at Kansas City. I think we draw the regular season game and we win the Open Cup and progress. That's because I think both teams will rotate, and I feel like our bench is just because of injuries has more experience throughout the season. Keep in mind we have no Ferreira for this game, no Velasco, no Giovanni Jesus, no Patrick Delgado, no Pomacall, no Carl Saint, and maybe no Chabelet. So Dallas in a really weird spot. Kansas City has injuries too, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you're not a fan of one of these two teams, I wouldn't blame you if you weren't.
But with the kids, you guys went toe-to-toe with FC Cincinnati and barely lost 1-0. Like, I get it as a home, but at the same time, there's hope.
I want to get the identity back, bro. I really want the identity back. The FC Dallas Academy being super relevant with our first team. I really want that back. I'm not going to lie. So I hope we see more of that. We'll see what happens. I think collectively, low scoring game probably. We'll find out if KC can hold us up. All right, let's move on to Chicago Fire turning around a game against Philly at home. A game that Philly was winning 3-1. They get a red card, but still take home the dub 4-3, going in now to this away match against San Jose. John, talk to me, bro. Look, you guys, you're still trending towards the bottom, but life without Shaqiri has been good for the Fire. Doesn't matter how you see it. It has 100% been good for the Chicago Fire. How do you back your boys against, frankly, a very struggling Quakes team? They're letting go Lucien Gonzalez. Nothing's really changed. Yarbrough's fucking giving away goals for free. I mean, this is what you want, right? Chicago Fire fan, this is exactly what you want, no?
I think it's perfect opportunity for us to get another win here, kind of bounce back of what we just did today. Granted, Klopas isn't going to be there. He just got a red card, so RIP to our manager. But
RIP.
No, I think that it's a good opportunity for us to kind of bounce off. I think this win against Philadelphia kind of shows what we're capable of, but I also know the inconsistencies that come with that, you know?
Yeah.
I've been supporting this team for a while, so it's very up and down. You'll get games like that where they'll fight back and come back, and then you'll get games like the one against Seattle where we just struggled to kind of just figure it out. I get it's on the road, right? But you struggle to figure it out. You know, again against Orlando too. Like we've been struggling in those two games. Like I think before that we were on a very good run. The win against Toronto was actually very, very good for us. It's a massive win. But it shows the inconsistency within the roster. You know, I think that they're very sporadic and very momentary type of players. You know, it's not. If I can see there's more consistency, then I would say wholeheartedly back the boys, the Quakes. You know, fuck it. But even then, I still want to hold back and say that we're just going to go in there and steamroll them because we're also on the road. It is a short week. We have to travel all the way to California for that game. So they're going to struggle. I think if we get a draw out of this game, it'd be perfect just because it's a short week. We already took 3 points this week. I think getting 4 out of 6 isn't bad. But I would love to get all 6 if we could. Probably not the most realistic thing at the moment, but I'll take 4 points. If we can get a draw here, I'll take it.
Hell yeah. I will say this again, silver lining for Chicago. Traveling, and this will be a short day's rest. A lot of vibes, though, a lot of hype coming off of this big win against Philly. But the silver lining, I guess, from your perspective is San Jose now, after the 2-0 loss to St. Louis midweek, 3 straight games without scoring a single goal. Right. And I think that's just all the opportunity Chicago needs to get 6 out of 6, right? Not 4 out of 6. I think you guys can go in there and probably get a win. I'm actually the Fire to get the dub in this one.
Yeah, I just think we're very leaky. I think we're a very leaky team. We leak a lot of goals, and defensively we're not very strong. So either way, I think that any team in this league can honestly put a couple goals past us. I don't have a lot of confidence in that. So it's just how much can we create? And I think even with the new system, but playing 3 center backs now, I think it's provided us a little bit more creativity with our fullbacks. They're not really defensive. So it allows them to kind of get up and kind of push forward and get in those spaces. I think that even the Arrigoni assist that we were talking about for Muller's goal that got called off, which I mean, realistically, it should have been 5. But even if you look at the way that our fullbacks are pushing up and the way that we can kind of spread ourselves a little bit better, I think that in terms of the system now, I think we kind of got it. It's just kind of putting the pieces together and putting the things around. We've been kind of playing around with putting in together another striker with Kuipers, but we don't really – there hasn't really been someone to kind of take that line yet. Marlon's doing a good job. I think that there's a lot of good things coming out of this small run without Shaqiri that I think it's time to just buy him out and call it a day. I think we can kind of move on from that experiment, and it just didn't work, and it's fine. I think that happens. It happens to a lot of clubs around this league, so it just didn't work, But at the end of the day, I think we can invest that money into other places where we would actually use the resources, like maybe getting another center back in, helping another defensive mid that is just going to be firm and strong in the back that we can kind of rely on just to be there. But
give Brady some fucking help, bro. I mean, no clean sheet in now 12 matches is wild, right? Like
and like I said, that defense is very leaky. So I think if we can get rid of Shaqiri, buy him out, bring in a couple defenders in, I think we're looking good. We're looking at a lot better spot than we currently are at right now.
Bro, you can bring in 3 defenders for that fucking guy, bro, or a freaking whole back line for him.
Probably.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Hey, let's revisit one thing that you and Ednan said on episodes ago. Edna, would you still take Shaqiri for Rigoni if you guys still have him?
Oh, it depends. Depends who I'm getting. Am I getting international Shaqiri or I'm getting?
No, you're getting
Hey,
club
nah,
level
nah.
Shaqiri.
No,
Yeah,
that's what games. Look. International Shaqiri is still like I know he scored that goal for the Swiss, bro, but the game he had was still ass. Like he didn't. He was like 60% on passing or something. Like he just scores one goal, everybody forgets everything else that he was doing.
Can I just?
I mean, the game.
Go ahead.
The game is putting the ball. The game is putting the ball into the back of the net. The game is putting the ball into the back of the net.
Bro, I hate modern soccer, modern football.
Can I be honest? Shaqiri, this is just plain honesty. Shaqiri is just lazy. He's just a lazy player.
And it's fair. You're not wrong.
Like because he doesn't really do much. Like what does he provide creatively outside of maybe having a left foot?
I just don't think he's. I think people, because he's played for big clubs, I think people expect him to be a creative player when that's never him. That's never been him. Like he is a depth piece to come off the bench in like the 70th minute when you just need someone to like whip a ball in or shoot from distance. You know, like you need a goal, like you throw him in because he can maybe make something happen. But he's never going to be the facilitator. He's never going to.
You know, he sounds like he sounds like an overinflated Michael Arroyo. Sounds like overinflated Michael Arroyo, bro.
But to that point though, like in a league like MLS, he should be a creator. He should be. It's not.
I guess
it's not.
I think his agent sold y'all on that, and y'all threw a bag at him, and now we're here.
Now we're here. Now we just need to buy him out. That's what we need to do. That's the next step. Buy him out. We'll figure out. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the couple goals that you provided for us. Not very many in open play, but thank you. It was nice. It was nice knowing you, but I think it's time for you to go.
And he would legitimately make y'all worse, bro. He would legitimately make Austin FC worse. I shit you not.
Actually,
he would legitimately make y'all worse.
This current Austin, I don't know. Maybe he helps it out.
Damn, bro.
I was gonna say something harsh. I was gonna say I don't know how you can make us worse, but we're not that bad. We're not that bad.
I'm about to say, bro, stick up for your team. Stick up for your team.
Exactly. We're not that bad. We don't need Shaqiri, although I love international Shaqiri. I'm not gonna lie.
I think any club in MLS would love international Shaqiri. It's unfortunately that's
but you're not gonna get him.
Reality we get it.
Yeah,
it's not the reality we live in.
True.
You're not gonna get him. Maybe with the Austin FC crowd that shows up, he'd want to put on kind of a show like that. Maybe that's what it is with the international play. I don't know, but I don't know, bro. It's just so weird, man. I've never rated that player. I'll be honest. I've just never rated Shaqiri. Like when he was at Liverpool, when he was anywhere else, never. I've never once.
Bro,
like,
the Bayern
at the beginning at Bayern, I did. At Bayern, I did. But
y'all bought into the hype, bro. That's crazy. That's it. If that's the case, I got something to sell y'all really quick after this show. But let's move on. I think it's gonna be a really interesting game. I think I back Chicago. Do we get picks for everybody else?
Hey, listen, I'm still looking for the San Jose goals and for the Philly fans that were talking shit to us that we don't deserve.
Hey, Jim Curtis is looking beautiful, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Looking very good. Very, very nice. Ednon, you're back in Chicago too?
Let's go, baby. Chicago Fire 3-0. I'm backing them again.
I'm gonna go with John.
Hey, he hates to do it, too. This man hates to do it.
You know what, bro? You know what? Chicago Fire MLS champs, bro.
No, all right, we're moving on. I'm done. We're moving on. All right, and finally, speaking of champs potentially, LA Galaxy hosting Minnesota United to close this one out. Look, man, and Minnesota United coming off of did they get the dub against Vancouver? No, they lost 3-1. So it is what it is. They'll move down a little bit now in the West, I think, but still being kind of that playoff spot, man. Minnesota United, without some of these players who are in the Copa, which I think most specifically their prolific goal scorer this season. I can't remember his name. I don't want to botch it. But the Canadian, right? He, I think he offers more to this team than I originally thought. I've watched Dallas play Minnesota United a couple times in the last month. It's crazy, man. Crazy how much this team's kind of just dropped off a little bit. Meanwhile, got the Galaxy right now preparing for El Tráfico against LAFC. Massive game, right? And then you got to go figure out how to come back home, not a far drive at all. Rose Bowl back to Carson and take on Minnesota United. I think it's going to be a straightforward clinical performance from the Galaxy, no? Especially if they win against LAFC. You got to just back them again to keep doing it, no, Honda?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing as well, too. Even if we do lose to LAFC, right, I don't think that's going to affect us when it comes to this game because of the pieces that Minnesota is missing as well, too. Galaxy, they pretty much have their whole squad back. Ricky Puig is back. I don't see them losing to Minnesota United at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Ricky Puig being 100%, kind of pumping his chest up a little bit. I don't know if you saw the press conference at all, but he kind of said, "Hey, you guys got to put some more fucking respect on Galaxy's name, bro. Everybody's like backing LAFC to win this game." And here on this show, Wake Up MLS, we did collectively, outside of AJ, collectively backed LA Galaxy to win El Tráfico. But we'll see what happens. We all know Ednan is secretly an LAFC fan, so we'll see how he feels about it. But Ednan, how you feel about the Galaxy in this one, bro?
I'm wearing black too. Go black and green.
Yeah, man. Yeah. 3-2-5 to your second home.
Man,
your second home.
Look, dude, I'm gonna say this. I think this is gonna be one of the most exciting El Tráficos in a long time. I feel like this is the most eye-grabbing matchup fixture in MLS. It's been like that for a long time because of the headlines put into it, the big name players that have played for both sides. But I think LA Galaxy finally has a team that is worth like saying, hey, you know what? That's my club. Hey, you know what? I'm backing those boys. And although I don't want to discredit the Galaxy, there's been other games where they've beaten LAFC in these matches, and it's caused LAFC fans to have a complete meltdown. And then they have responded well to those games, right? You get a response from your players. That's what I've seen in recent years. But the Galaxy has never really struck me as the dominant team in that fixture for a long time. But I feel like this time around, it's a little bit different. Ricky Puig, like y'all said, beating his chest, saying, yo, respect us, this and that. And even though Austin FC did beat the Galaxy early on the season 2-0, it was a little bit unexpected. And after that, the Galaxy was just like, they had a great start to the season, and they haven't really fell off on it. So I don't know if I can choose a winner from this game. I would want to say that, the Galaxy might take it just to spice things up. But you can't really write off LAFC, mate. You can't really write them off, right? So I'm not going to choose a winner in this one. I'm not going to choose a winner.
Well, Tráfico, you don't have to. That's a very, very close game. And it was very hard for me to do it too. But let's say for whatever reason, because LAFC won the first one. Let's say Galaxy win this next one, right? They go 1-1. They split the season. Can Galaxy then take that and automatically call this game against Minnesota United a dub, or is it trickier than that?
I think it's trickier than that. I think it is.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, man. I don't know. To me, this game was like really just hard to predict. I think even the Vegas odds weren't that great. I mean, I think most fans would back the Galaxy in this one through and through, but we've seen them stumble. We've seen them lose to the Fire. We've seen them lose to Austin. I think it's just one of those things where it really depends on like what version of them we see against LAFC. El Tráfico is massive, I think, for this whole midweek round of MLS matches. We'll finish up with John on this one. John, do you really see LA Galaxy losing at all, or is it a straightforward dub?
No, I think that Minnesota United, they started off the season really, really well, and then they kind of just hit a point where they're kind of going back down. I just saw the RSL scored a beautiful goal. But they've been they did this, and now they plateaued, and now I feel like they're going back down, and I feel like they need to find a little bit more consistency. I think Galaxy is just too consistent of a team, and even if let's just say that for whatever reason they do lose to LAFC, I don't think that's going to derail them at all. I don't really think that's going to affect them too much to the point where this is a game that they're going to end up dropping. So I do back Galaxy. I don't want to put a scoreline on it because I think that Minnesota also can be kind of tough to score on at times, but I don't want to put a scoreline on it. But I will say I think Galaxy will take the game. Yeah,
I think so too. And I think if they beat LAFC, there's just so much confidence going into the rest of the season leading up to the only thing that could throw off this Galaxy team at that point would be Leagues Cup. And then from there, it's like, we'll find out what version of them we get after the tournament's over. But I agree. I think Galaxy should win this one pretty straightforward fashion. We'll find out. I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably going to be like not a clinical 2-0, like maybe a 3-1. I think very similar to the Vancouver game tonight, where it felt like Vancouver could really do no wrong. They go up 2-0. Minnesota gets one, and then they just get it over the line with the final goal. And I could see it totally going that way. I do think Minnesota will score because Galaxy's defense just isn't the best, like we really think about it. So
set piece.
Yeah, a shithousery goal on a set piece, whatever it's going to be. But I think there's such a high volume offense, man. We kind of have to back the Galaxy in this one. But talk about the Tráfico the way Ednan did, man. I'm so pumped for that game, lads. It's going to be fucking fireworks. I mean, minus 4th of July, it's going to be just fireworks in every sense of the word. So we'll find out, man. All right, let's go ahead and move into the last segment of the day. We'll go ahead and kick off Quickfire Predictions. We got 9 matchups here, lads. Give me your score line, and then we'll move on to the next one. Montreal hosting Vancouver in the Battle of the North.
Give me a 2-2.
Ooh, okay.
I like that quick hit by Honda, bro. I'm gonna go with the tie, dude. But I don't know if 2-2. That sounds very interesting, but I'm gonna go to 1-1.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say 1-1 this one too. I think Montreal, they lost tonight against New York City FC. They did get a big win in the week before, but I'm gonna say 1-1. John, Vancouver, Montreal.
Montreal 1-0.
Ooh, okay. That's kind of actually kind of a hot take, believe it or not. Columbus hosting Toronto. Man, give me the Crew, bro.
Columbus 4-0, man. It's not even close.
4-0.
Imagine though. Toronto's been shaky. I see Toronto fans on a timeline tonight, like wanting to blow this shit up. Like absolutely just blow the roster up, get new players in. They're tired of waiting for it to work. They lost tonight, by the way, to Orlando City at home, 2-1.
Yeah, give me the Crew.
Yeah, give me the Crew, bro. I'm gonna say 3-0, not 4-0. 3-0 to me is like as far as it could go. 4-0 would be fucking wild. At that point, the wheels have fallen off. And none.
Man, that one is a tough one, bro. I'm gonna have to go with my G John on that one, brother.
Yeah, Nazis, man.
I guess this episode is me agreeing with John. I think that's what the
never happens.
No, I don't get bad takes, when I'm actually being serious.
Stop. I'm not gonna say that shit.
I'm just saying.
Okay, fine. But we started this show last season, and there's more than a few bad takes there. This season, John's pretty good.
Hey, listen, last season he was barely coming into the league. He's learning. Now,
listen. I've been paying attention now. I know what I'm talking about.
I still miss preseason hype John. I'll be honest. Preseason hype John was wild. I missed that shit. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was good times, bro. Those were good times.
Yeah, what I say? Fourth place for the Fire?
Yeah, top 4 Chicago Fire. Bro. That was I missed that, John. That shit was wild. I love that. Orlando hosting DC. DC did lose.
They're both weird entities, bro. It's like you don't know who's gonna win and who's gonna lose.
But Orlando's on the up, no?
Kinda, but that's weird. They're like worse at home. They're better on the road. I'll give it to Orlando for I guess just not trusting DC at all right now. I hate this game, bro.
Very volatile, bro.
Yeah, I want to say a draw, but I don't want to sit on the fence. I'm gonna say 2-1 Orlando.
Yeah, same thing over here. 2-1 Orlando.
I don't know. DC's look shaky. I want to 2-0 Orlando. I don't know if DC's been kind of.
Yeah, they're still creating chances. They just can't finish them off. Edna, you back in Orlando too or no?
No, I'm back in DC, mate. Actually, I'm back in DC on this one. I mean, I know that there's maybe a little bit of a narrative of an Orlando being on an up, and it's possible you can argue it, but I think DC, I've been kind of writing them off earlier this season, and I think that they're kind of maybe punching up their way. I don't know if that's fair to say, but I think DC is just a little bit more tricky this year, and Orlando is inconsistent as well. I think DC gets this one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be a good game.
We'll see what happens.
Philly.
Battle of mid.
Give me New York. Give me New York Red Bulls 3-1.
Damn, you gave Philly a goal? That's crazy. They might get a goal.
Bro, they scored 3 today. Like
That's true. But they could not see out a 3-1 against bottom of the table Fire. And John, it's not even like a slight. It's just like
no.
Like what the hell is Jim Curtin's men doing, bro? I don't rate this team at all anymore. Did you
guys see the comment that he said something about like I think the guys just don't have confidence being at home or something like that? He said something. He said some wild ass shit. Like it was along the lines. I'm misquoting him. But he said something along the lines of like they're just not confident playing at home, and I think that as a manager, you're putting those vibes out there for your team. Like, I don't know. The guy just needs to go.
After tonight's result, Philly has not won a game in 8 attempts, bro. 8.
The guy needs to go.
8.
He's cooked.
Bro,
how many times did I say it this year?
We gotta resurface that clip, by the way. Just thinking out loud, we gotta resurface that clip because that was such a good take at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, how many times can you relay a message over 10 years and it doesn't get old? Mind you, half of these players have been there for years.
Crazy, bro. Yeah.
So I think it's time to go. Something's got to change.
Give me the Red Bulls. 2-0.
3-0.
3-0. Holy
3-0.
shit. And now you back in that score line too from John? 3-0?
No, hell no. See, you literally give this guy an inch, he takes a mile, bro.
True though. True. So what's the score line then? Philly wins this game, finally breaks the duck or no?
I think MLS is one of those leagues where anything can happen. We were mentioning earlier how New York City FC hasn't gotten a goal on the road in so long. Well, Austin is that team to give them that goal, and I guarantee you they're probably going to get one. So I'm going to go with Philly breaking whatever little deadlock they got, man. The MLS is that league, bro. That's why I don't bet on this league, because it's so unpredictable, brother.
Facts.
That's my take.
I want to bet on this league. I'm not even gonna lie. I really want to. I just feel like I'd be broke as shit. Like there's so many games that would just completely throw me out the window, man. Just man,
it's annoing. There's so many locks that go out the window, and you're like, how did that happen?
Oh my god!
How did Austin beat Minnesota on the road just a couple weeks ago? How? How did
Dallas score 5 goals in the game? We've never fucking done it. It's so weird, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's unpredictable, but we love it. We love it. Salt Lake hosting Atlanta.
We love it. Ooh, Salt Lake.
They are winning right now against Houston. Give me RSL, bro. Give me RSL.
You just
lost tonight to the Revs, so
I just want to point this out though, as I've been watching this game. RSL, they get opportunities, but they also miss so much.
You've said that before about this team.
They're very shaky. I'm not like they're good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that to like fall out of what I'm trying to say, but they get a lot of opportunities. Granted, they do score a lot of goals, but they could score a lot more. Like they're not very clinical up front, and that's weird to say when they score so many goals. But they could be even better. Like there's at least 2 or 3 chances in this game against Houston just now that they've missed just because of just not being clinical enough. There's 2. They missed 2 open nets. Like it's just wild to me. But
Emily was like, holy shit! I saw you react to that one.
Yeah,
I was like,
he saw. Yeah, I was like, holy
that
shit.
was crazy, bro. I still think Salt Lake are them. You know what I mean? I still think that they just have a mentality that gets them over the line in games. I'm going to back Salt Lake over a struggling Atlanta United.
Yeah, Atlanta's just we talked about it too before.
They're down bad, bro.
On the road as well. It's like,
they lost all credibility. Yakumakis left.
Almada's basically gone. Caleb Wiley's basically gone. It's just like a whole bunch of shit. Interim manager
injured. Like
just blow it the fuck up. And I think in the next one, I'm not gonna say fast forward 2025 just yet, but they're pretty much there. Like it's close.
You want to put him in the monthly ranking and fast forward? I would.
Yeah, I mean probably. Like I said, it's close, man. They lost to the Revs, so that now it looks really bad. And if they go to Salt Lake and get smacked up, it's probably.
We gotta see at the end of the month.
But interesting, the Revs have like started climbing up the table.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
True. Hernan, you're back in Chicho, I imagine, right?
100% back in Chicho. He used to play for LAFC.
This narrative, bro.
Yeah. I relax.
It's never going away. Yeah. It's never going away.
I did that one on purpose. I did that one on purpose.
The agenda's there.
Oh my god.
Seattle hosting New England.
Ooh.
Seattle. Come on. New England's in the mud.
Kind of.
Yeah,
you know what, bro? I'm gonna go on a limb with a hot take here. I'm gonna say New England 2-1.
I don't even know if that's a hot take. I'm gonna go with the draw though. Right, I'm gonna go with the draw, but I don't think that's I don't think that's as much of a hot take. I think Seattle's been struggling a lot. I mean, even like I told you, even the game against us, they looked off, but I think we just looked bad that game too. But I think that Seattle's just having a weird season, and New England, like I said, is making a slow climb up. So I don't know. It's hard to predict this one, but I want to say a draw. I don't want to.
That's fair.
I don't want to.
A draw's probably what will happen. I kind of want to see. I'll be honest. I need Seattle to lose this one. I'm being frank.
I need Seattle to lose.
I need Seattle to lose this one. Dallas to kind of close that gap a little bit. Honda.
Listen, there's no T crate in Seattle. It's gonna be a draw. 2-2.
No T crate. There was that toss tonight, I guess, against Atlanta. And Ednon, you're not back in the Revs. You already kind of outright said it. So you're in the Sounders camp.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm firmly in the Sounders camp.
Now, your second team, though, Houston hosting LAFC. And Houston. I mean, you don't like Houston, so this is we already know Ednon's going LAFC. We ain't got to say it. We could bypass that one.
Man, they can both lose. I don't care.
Oh, stop.
They can both lose.
Stop.
They can both.
You know that's not true. Somewhere he's texting his homie in the 3252. Like, hey, I didn't mean that, bro. I didn't mean that. That was for the video, bro. That was for the video.
That was all meant for the video. I wasn't serious. Pulls out the LAFC kid from the drawer, kisses the badge a little bit.
Hell yeah! Before he goes,
I do have an LAFC jersey. I do have an LAFC.
Hold on,
can I explain?
Can I explain? Ain't no way, bro.
Can I explain? I didn't buy it. I got it as a gift.
Did you throw it away?
Because no, I haven't. Because
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happened.
Austin FC's first game was versus LAFC, so I traveled to LA and I did a jersey swap. and I still have the kit.
I mean, if we're out here admitting stuff, I also do own an LAFC kit. I'm not even gonna lie, I do have.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now.
See, that's sus.
Nobody
That's
can
sus.
ever.
That's not sus. It's not sus.
Nobody can ever give me
sus.
shit about this again. Nobody.
What?
Agents.
No one can what?
No one can give me shit about the Messi kit that I have. No.
No, yes, we can. Yes, we can.
No,
yes, we can.
Because I don't openly wear it. That's just in the drawer.
And when he holds up his 9th Ballon d'Or, I'm gonna put that shit back on. We're gonna do another episode, and we're gonna celebrate a little bit.
The 9.
Maybe
The 9.
Maybe these two can't. But I'm not gonna be putting on a different jersey, bro. I'm just telling you that.
No, listen. I don't put on.
Never say never.
I own multiple different jerseys. Doesn't mean I put it on. I have a Galaxy Beckham jersy that's in the closet. I don't put that on. That's just in the closet.
That sounds kind of sus.
No, if I have an LAFC jersey and I have a Galaxy jersey, how that make sense?
This might be the most revealing episode in Gold's TV history. It might be.
Probably. I think we lie a little bit too much about where our allegiances really lie. But
True.
Either way, I actually think it's gonna be a little bit tougher for LAFC just with everything going on, all the games at the same time. I'm gonna say a draw on this one. I don't think that they lose. I just think it's gonna be a draw down at Shell Energy. How do you guys see it?
Listen, if Galaxy beats LAFC, Houston is also going to take advantage of that, and they're going to win. That all depends on their result on the Tráfico.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the draw here.
Yeah, I think so, man.
My God.
John, I saw it. John, I saw it, bro. I saw it. I saw it. RSL's just another opportunity.
Yeah.
Homie's freaking out, bro. John, give me Houston versus LAFC, bro. How you see it?
Just because of that miss, give me Houston, bro. I don't know. No.
He just wants to back Houston in this one.
I'm playing. No, I think it's a lot more. I think there's a lot. It's more complex than just a win and a loss here. I think there's a lot more that is to play just based on how Houston's playing right now. And
they look decent for not having a good strike.
That's what I mean. Houston look decent, but it also depends on what LAFC does tomorrow. I think that's a very key thing. Like, depending on that result, it could either be one of two ways. It could be the snowball effect where if LAFC lose, then they might play bad, but who knows? Maybe they want to bounce back after that loss. You know, it's difficult. I'm gonna say a draw, just because it's short week.
They gotta travel. If they lose, the mental's gonna be in the gutter. I don't know. I think it's those rivalry losses are tough to kind of just overcome immediately when you have a short week. Ednan, how many goals do you think LAFC wins by in this game?
They are gonna win. They are gonna win 100%. But I don't think it'll be as easy as some folks will think it to be. I think LAFC right now are experiencing a moment where Lloris is finally getting into his groove. He's finally, kind of paying off whatever kind of money was involved with his transfer coming over here to MLS, or I forget exactly what the deal was. But I see them kind of being more defensively sound instead of kind of going forward. So it could be a low-scoring game, but I see Lloris being a protagonist in this game.
Yeah, I think so too. So we'll find out, man. Tráfico is going to be massive for this game. Massive. Last two matchups, Colorado versus St. Louis. Hey, it can be Colorado. Although new manager bounce in St. Louis.
I want to say
they just fired Carnell, so they won tonight. It was San Jose. They won tonight, so maybe St. Louis can go on the road to something. I don't really know. I mean, I'm going to back the Rapids because the Rapids have actually gotten better over the last month or two. So I back the Rapids 2-1.
Mihailovic bias. Give me Colorado.
Georgie bias. Okay.
Colorado 2-1, but St. Louis is going to have a good game somehow.
That's actually that's a good shout. That's actually a fair shout. Ednan, Colorado or St. Louis?
I'm gonna go with St. Louis, bro, because of the new manager bounce. Now, this is a topic that a lot of Austin FC fans have been going back and forth. Every time a manager gets fired, Austin FC fans get lit up. They're saying like,
Josh Wolf,
So I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer in the new manager bounce here and in China. I think it really works all around the world, and I'm very surprised St. Louis did that because this is a guy that was doing things right with St. Louis. They were getting a lot of praise when they came into the league, and it's just maybe it's an indication as to where MLS is going because often it gets a bit of a rep of, the manager spot doesn't matter. Vermees has been in his spot for years. He's not going to go anywhere. Josh Wolf is kind of getting that fame here now. But you're seeing a lot of clubs, especially this year, sack managers. Nashville getting BJ Callahan. St. Louis getting rid of their manager. So just sticking on the new manager bounce because of that reason only, and no other footy reason. I'm sticking with St. Louis for this game.
All
Okay,
right.
what side are you on though?
What do you mean?
What side are you on for Austin? In or out?
Oh yeah, in or out for
Yeah.
For
Wolves.
Josh Wood?
Yeah.
Oh, it's out. It's out. It's over, bro. It's over.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair
over,
enough.
but just one thing that I want to say: the problem with Austin FC possibly getting rid of Josh Wolf is you run the risk of possibly hiring Greg Berhalter.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Ooh.
You gotta far stay away from
Bro,
that.
I'm not even gonna lie. Give me Greg down in Austin, bro. I'll take that shit all day. Give me
you
Greg
would
down in
love
Austin.
that. You would love that. You would
He
love
would
that.
want
Chill, bro.
Honestly, just get him away from the national team. Go to Austin. Go to St. Louis. I don't give a damn. Just
Okay,
get
go to
away from the
Dallas.
national
Go to
team.
Dallas.
Nah, he ain't coming to
Go
Dallas.
to Dallas. I love it.
You
Go
know
to
why?
Dallas.
You know why? Not because he wouldn't, I guess, come or Dallas wouldn't take him for whatever reason. It's just I think what does he make right now? $2 million? Dallas doesn't pay for managers. We've never paid managers. Like it's
It don't
never
matter.
been a thing.
After this Copa America, there's no way, and no one's gonna pay him in the millions, bro.
I'm just telling you, somebody
performance
will.
is shit.
I don't know. I think somebody will. He somehow manages to fail upwards. All I'm saying is that, like, I think with Dallas, like, watch, I guarantee you, they're gonna make this interim manager the full-time manager. It always happens this way, bro. Always. Yeah. Like, we always take the path of least resistance or like the inexpensive path. Like, it's just it's how we work as a
USL,
club.
bro. Send him into the USL.
Yeah, Peter Lucine will end up being the manager next season. I almost guarantee it. But if Greg were to end up in Austin, I might throw a party, bro. I don't know. We'll find out. But Portland versus Nashville, last game. How do we see this one going? It's going to be up in the Pac Northwest. I think at Portland. I probably back Portland in this one.
All right, give me Portland.
Honda.
That's
the wheels turning.
They're both weird teams.
They're both
Very
weird
weird.
teams.
They are. And Nashville, I mean, respectively, right? Like they had that goal called back against the Crew, could have leveled it 1-1. Crew taking it 2-0, but it is the Columbus Crew.
Hernan, do your take because I'm still deciding.
Hernan, do you rate Nashville at all, or is Portland going to come away with this one? Do Phil Neville's men have what it takes at home?
I've always rated Nashville, bro. I've always rated them because I've always given them credit for being a good addition into MLS when they came in. However, they struggled. They got rid of their coach. The new signing that they have as a manager, very attractive name. I think BJ Callahan has some work to do, but ultimately he's going to transform this team and he's going to make them well. I'm not ready to back them just yet, though. I know that there's a new manager bounce, but I think needs maybe just a bit of work to get settled, to get settled and to see what the project is and what he wants from this team. So yeah. I think maybe just give him a little bit more time. Not that much time because he's a great coach, but give him a little bit.
Yeah. That's a good take. That's a good take. Honda, so with that said, are you backing your boy Tyler Boyd?
I'm going to just go with the home team. You know what? Tyler Boyd gets a goal, but 3-1. 3-1
yeah,
Portland.
I think this will be Portland's bounce back game because I'm hoping they lose to Dallas. They go back home and get right back on the track that they were because they are sitting in a playoff spot up in 6th right now in the West. But that is it, lads. Those are our predictions for this week. Fantastic episode. That was probably our longest form of quickfire predictions. I think all of us got hella exposed on this episode. It kind of is what it is, but I'm fine with it. All honesty, I think we know John, and honestly, we also reinforced John's fantastic preseason take around Jim Curtin. I think Philly have a lot to answer for in the coming weeks leading up to Leagues Cup, Jim Curtin specifically. But we'll find out. If you got to this part of the episode, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, keep the conversation going. Give us a comment down below. Let us know what you liked about the episode, what you didn't like, or what you disagreed with. And we have another set of predictions coming next week. So for everybody here at Wake Up MLS, my name's Jose. That's Honda. That's John. That's Ednan. We'll catch you guys next time.